I had a lot of interest in agriculture because I grew up in an area that used to farm quite a lot. And everybody was farming, and not everybody was farming as profitable as I've seen around them because it was like a farming community. But most people, like, it was between commercial farmers and small-scale farmers. And I always stayed in the areas where there's like subsistence farmers, and I always wanted to help those people farm better. So I decided I'm going to study agriculture, hence I did agricultural extension, which is agricultural advisory. Originally, I'm from a small town up in the north of the former Transkei, a place called Bizana. Yeah. Was born and bred in Durban, moved to Matatiele, and then moved to Bizana. Yeah, I call home Bizana. I've been with Living Lands now for 7 years. Living Lands, it's always been like quite a different working environment. It was not about positions, because we say our organization is a role-based organization where you not just don't have a position, you have a role within different projects, because we work across different landscapes and we have different projects. And so for us, I had different roles. I got to experience different roles in the projects that we're doing. Started off as an intern. I worked as a project assistant in the beginning because I was helping a former project manager. And then I ended up having to manage the teams myself. And then ever since, I've been managing the teams. And as the roles changed, like, I ended up getting a bit of GIS. I had to do like mapping for the different sites for the guys, like picking out plots where they're gonna work, learning the landscape and all that. And then as time moves on and new technology comes along, I had to learn how to fly a drone and how to use the drone in conjunction with GIS, while at the same time doing the management side of things. We also work with machinery as well, so my responsibilities have been running those things. We work in quite remote areas, like having bakkies that break down. That's like a massive challenge that slows down the work. Like if you wake up in the morning and then get a flat tire, ability to get a tire quickly, you need to learn how to patch a tire, fix it on the side of the road and keep going. Or it's like little things, like when there was not enough, during load shedding, not having enough electricity to work during the day in the office to do a GIS work, to map out. Those are little things, like, yeah. Well, on site, what we do is we're basically dealing with erosion control, because most of the areas that we work on is areas that have been degraded and the vegetation has been like fully, say, removed or just went away due to the drought. So what we do is try to slow down the water that washes down those hills so that the soil doesn't wash away, and also like creates a little bit of a microclimate around in the pond. It's that the microclimate helps with building up silt, because we also throw in seed into those ponds. After we first dig them, we put in seed and then we brush them. The pond itself, it holds the silt and then it holds the moisture into the soil, and it creates a microclimate for the seed to grow and regenerates the areas. And when you have seeds in the ponds, it holds the soil better. And the brush that we put on, it also helps if you have livestock on your farm. It prevents the livestock from grazing the whole grass that's growing into the soil. Yeah. For brush picking, yeah, we use acacia karoo. That's what we use most of the time because it's the thorniest tree that's growing around these areas. And those thorns help prevent animals from grazing the grass that's growing in the ponds. Yeah, that's the best thing about it. And when it degrades, it becomes compost into the soil. And it also helps having a bit of shade in the ponds, because it's quite hot here. It can get up to like 41 degrees. And that sort of kills the grass as well and the seeds. And that little bit of brush that we put on helps create shade for the seed to grow. I'd say the most exciting thing about what we do is like thinking about it long-term wise, because what we do will take a couple of years to see the results. Because we're working in a dry area that's been going through drought for a couple of years. And when it rains and you see the water staying in those ponds, and you're saying like, okay, I can see the potential of what we're doing, like the difference that this thing is going to make in the next 10, 20 years or so, like that. And the excitement that it brings to the people that we work with, it's like the jobs that are being created. And seeing even the guys that I work with, like being able to progress. Some of them are building houses now. I'm like, that's cool. For growth for anybody like myself in the organization, depends on the growth of Living Lands itself. Like when Living Lands grow, we all grow.